So today I'd like to kind of walk you through the global warming experiment. There's two ways you can get to this assignment. You can go to course materials, click content, and click on the physical oceanography unit and click through the pages until you get to that assignment. Or you can just click here under physical oceanography, and then you can scroll down and you can see the global warming experiment is right here. And it says the instructions are on page 6. So if the lab has any questions that maybe you're not really clear on how to answer, if you go to page 6 of the module, it's probably going to talk about global warming and the kind of the concepts that are in this assignment. So if you get confused, you can always go to page 6 and there'll be some background information and stuff there. But if you just need the handout, you can click here and it's downloading for me. So I'm going to open it up, and I haven't looked at this really since this summer, so we'll kind of look at it together. So here, global warming experiment. How does the Earth maintain a temperature that can support life? What provides heat to the Earth, and what keeps the Earth from getting too hot? So for this lab, you're going to need a large clear glass jar, 2 paper cups, some soil, an outdoor thermometer, and like a spray bottle with water. Okay, so for your procedure, you're going to place soil in each one of the cups so the cups are almost full, and then you'll label one cup A and the other cup B, and you'll put a thermometer in cup B so the base of the thermometer is slightly buried by the soil, and then you'll put both cups in direct sunlight. We'll wait about 10 minutes and then record the temperature in cup B. You can put them on a table outside. If you have like a window that gets really sunny, you can put them like right in the windowsill, and that should help. Then you'll move the thermometer to cup A and repeat the temperature measurement. Both cups of soil should be at the same temperature. If not, wait a couple more minutes before taking the temperature. And then place the large glass jar upside down over cup A, keeping the thermometer in the soil. So you'll have one cup that has a jar over it and another cup that does not. So let me see if I can kind of draw a picture of what it should kind of look like. So you'll have one cup, some soil. You'll have another cup. You want to try and put the same amount of soil in each. And then you're going to put your jar over the cup, but you'll still have your thermometer in the soil. And we're basically going to see what happens, like which one is going to be the same temperature. And they say wait several minutes. I would pick an amount. I would say 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Don't just wait like a random amount. Say when you write your procedure, say how many minutes you waited, okay? So I'm going to add that in here. Oh my goodness, I cannot type this morning. Okay, so I haven't read whether it requires a lab report or not, but if it does, you'll want to do that. Okay, and then it says, observe what did the temperature do when the soil was covered by the glass jar. And your temperature observations, you want cup A at the beginning, after it was covered by the jar, cup B at the beginning, and cup B at the end. You want to answer these questions. Why do you think the temperature changed when the soil was enclosed by the glass jar? What is the source of the heat? Why did it not affect cup B that wasn't covered? The enrichment says repeat the entire experiment with one addition. So let me check something. Okay. So for this one, it says you do need to do the extension. You do not need to do the enrichment. Okay? Yes, extension, not enrichment. Okay? So this part you don't have to do if you don't want to, but you do need to do this part. Okay? So the extension says, I just want to make sure I have it right. Do not need to do the enrichment. You do need to do the extension. Okay. So the extension says water vapor is invisible. Can you think of other gases in the Earth's atmosphere that can have the same effect that water vapor did in this experiment? Why did you use 2 cups instead of only 1? What happened to the temperature of cup B that was not covered by the jar? Most experiments have what you might think is an extra object or a subject that is studied or measured. What do you think is important, and what do you think we might call this extra thing? Personal experience. Have you ever walked into a greenhouse? What was it like? Can you think of other situations where heat from sunlight is trapped in a small space and it gets hot? Why might the greenhouse effect be bad for the Earth? Okay, so these are your questions. And then, okay. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to look in the course and I'm going to make sure whether we have to do a lab report or not. So it says it's on page 6. So I'm going to go to the course. I'm going to go to the content. I'm going to go to geological oceanography, or it's physical oceanography. I'm going to click that. And we're on page 6. Okay. So what does it say? Complete the global warming experiment. Instructions can be downloaded from the handouts box. Submit your completed project to the global warming experiment Dropbox. Okay? So it looks like that's really all you have to do for this one. You just have to answer the questions. You don't have to do a lab report. So it looks like that's all you really need to do for this lab. So it's not super difficult. So if you have any other questions, please ask me. I've kind of made this handout a little easier to kind of understand. So if you want to, you can download this one. What I'll do for this enrichment is I'll make a note here that you can complete this for 10 extra points, okay? Okay, so if you do this part, you'll get 10 bonus points on your lab. So if you make 100, you'll get 110. If you make an 80, you'll get a 90. So there's your, this part has some instructions where it wants you to like kind of it wants you to answer, and so it wants you to repeat a little bit your experiment, and then it wants you to answer this. So this lab you can get some bonus points. So I'll go ahead and stop the video, and I'll upload this document to the newsletter. So if we look here, you'll have some information about this right here. Okay? So hopefully this was helpful.